third place. As Steve mentioned earlier, it'll be the first time in 4 years that Aberdeen Central will not be in the championship game. And Steve is standing by with both head coaches, and we will join him in just a moment. We'll hear from Gary Munson and from Mark Miley, their thoughts going into tonight's game. Keep in mind, Mitchell and Aberdeen met earlier in the year. Or Mitchell and Brandon Valley, I should say, met earlier in the year. Brandon Valley a 6-point winner that night, and here's Steve.
Well, here we go. A couple interested spectators for the second game, Gary Munson and Mark Miley. Gary, let's start with you. Last night, your club came out, played a tremendous first couple of minutes and really established themselves. Is there anything you can do to try to get them to do again tonight?
Well, we'd like to do the same thing, but maybe we're asking too much tonight. We're in the semifinals. That's where we wanted to be right now. We'd like to be in the finals tomorrow night. Anything can happen. Look what Lincoln did to Aberdeen. Nobody expected that score. We know that Brandon Valley is well coached, and they've had a great year. And we have to contain a lot of people, not only Larson, and they've already beat us once this year without Larson. So they have a great outside shooting in Helseth, and that's one, and then Knott is another one. But they have a number of players that can play the game, so we'll have to defense them all very well.
Yesterday, Stevens played a spectacular game for you on the inside. Is he again going to be a big choice on offense?
Well, he'll have to be, but he'll have to stay out of foul trouble. But he's got a tough one tonight in Larson to guard, too. And that'll be a key for him to stay out of trouble. And as far as that goes, all of our kids stay out of foul trouble. They need to play for 32 minutes on both ends of the floor.
All right, we look forward to it, Gary. Good luck to you. All right, Mark, why don't you step in here? Good matchup of big man in this game. We have Larson and also Stevens. Is it going to be a one-on-one matchup for you guys?
Well, I hardly think that'll be a one-on-one matchup, but, you know, that'll probably be a, you know, a big key as far as going and, you know, deciding who's going to win the basketball game. But, you know, we've got to get inside and see what we can do, if we can get it to Larson or not, and then try and knock in this shot from outside. But defensively is where we got to get it done. You know, Lincoln just showed if you play defense, you'll probably be in the finals of the state tournament.
Last night, your team was a little bit up and down in terms of intensity. Are you looking for a more consistent performance tonight?
Well, I'm hoping that we get a more consistent performance, but I think the thing that had a lot to do with that was Rapid City Stevens. They showed today that, hey, they're not that bad a team. I was real proud of the way they played today and made us look a little better.
Your club admitted to some opening game jitters last night. Do you think they're over that now?
Well, Larson admitted to him, but I hope he's jittery again. I'll take 29 from him.
All right, good luck to you, Mark. We expect a great game. So we got Brandon Valley and Mitchell getting ready. Jeff?
Thank you very much, Steve. It should be a good one. It's coming up in about 11 minutes. Right now, we're going to go away for a bit. You're watching the State AA Boys Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network. And one of the big main contributors at the State High School Activities Association office is Ruth Rain. And let's meet Ruth a little bit better now. The quality of girls' high school sports in South Dakota, and nationwide for that matter, has grown by leaps and bounds since the early 1970s. And in South Dakota, one of the main architects behind the emergence of girls' sports is Ruth Rain of the State High School Activities Association. Rain has been with the state since 1974, and in the last 16 years has overseen such innovative changes as a smaller-sized basketball for the girls' game, a more practical judging system for gymnastics, and computerized scoring for both gymnastics and cross-country. For her efforts, she received the first South Dakota Girls and Women in Sports Service Award last month as part of a national day recognizing women's sports in this country. She's seen a lot since 1974.
16 years ago, that was the time that people thought they had to, rather than they wanted to. We still have some of that attitude today, obviously, but it was, well, let's get the girls' sports going, and Title IX is here, and we need the equality and those types of things. I think the girls' sport movement in the last number of years has proven itself that they are there. It is a tradition, and they want to compete just like boys do.
One of the advantages, though, is the ability for the girls to experiment with new things, like the first ever combined state basketball tournament in Sioux Falls last December. Changes the boys' sports have been reluctant to try because of the traditions they have established over the past 7 decades.
We do have some opportunities that way where sometimes the tradition that the boys have, and likewise, sometimes the girls have been hurt because of the tradition of the boys. I think many people are still looking at when should we play basketball, when should we play volleyball, and it's so ingrained that the boys are there in the wintertime, and it would be difficult to have.
Another game like that tomorrow night, and that'll mean one of these teams will be hard-pressed to score points. And you know, Jeff, it was a total team effort by Lincoln as they shuttle people on Eric Klein, people like Beckstrand and Higgison and Dubasar, and they all rose to the challenge. And that's really what you have to do to play defense. You have to take it as a personal challenge that guy is just not going to score. You're not going to allow him to score.
They did an excellent job, but I think one thing that Lyle Pearson is going to be concerned with, as we touched on in the post-game interview, is they now have played two very, very emotional games. Remember, they had the overtime win over Brookings yesterday in the quarterfinals. And then they had, of course, the hard-fought defensive game tonight when they beat Aberdeen Central. So it'll be interesting to see if they can put back-to-back-to-back three emotional games in a row. And if they can do it, they might just walk out here with a state title.
Well, sometimes a team will ride a roller coaster like that, get on a roll, and because the games are night after night, you can keep the momentum up for 3 nights.
And one advantage for Lincoln, keep in mind, they get to stay at home, they get to sleep in their own beds, they get to eat their own food. And they aren't the only teams here that that'll do that. Brandon Valley also will get a chance to go home every night. But that'll recharge your batteries a little bit more when you're sitting in your own bed and eating your own food.
Exactly, and the other advantage they have is at least a couple hours more rest than the game. It's one of the teams that comes out of this game.
But this one should be a brawl.
I tell you what, both teams have exceptional balance, I think, Jeff. You know, you may shut down one guy, but can you shut down 3 or 4? That's the question.
Well, a couple of keys. We've got the senior backcourt of Mitchell. It's Zimmerman and Jacobsen. Marty last night hit for 21. Zimmerman added 7. They're steady. They're the kind of the rock-solid guys on this ball club. And they'll be going against a couple of spark plugs for Brandon Valley. Brock Halseth, who, of course, led the Brandon Valley football team to the state AA football crown. And Ryan Knott, who Gary Munson said had 35 against him the first time, most of those on 3-pointers.
Well, Ryan Knott is an exceptional outside shooter, and if he can get the hot hand, he can get it going.
And keep in mind, when Brandon Valley beat Mitchell earlier in the year, Ryan Larson, or Jason Larson, I should say, did not play in that game for the Lynx. In fact, he didn't play in about the first 6 games of the year. Even without Larson, Brandon Valley was able to win by 6, so you know that the Lynx have an excellent confidence boost coming into this game tonight. They know they can beat Mitchell even without their top scorer. Don't forget, Larson hit for 29 last night as they won their opening round game, beating Stevens.
Well, the thing about Mitchell, though, is I think the ball club that played Brandon Valley that night, Mitchell hasn't had its ups and downs all season, but they seem to be really at their peak right now, and judging from their performance last night against Rapid City Central, they are at their peak. And when they're playing like that, they're tough to beat for any ball club.
Well, the key to any game is controlling the first 2 minutes of the first half or the first 2 minutes of the second half. And Mitchell certainly did that last night, and that's why they were able to jump out to the big win.
Exactly, and in those first round games when some teams have the jitters, Mitchell showed immediately that they were here to play. As they came down, first shot, 3-pointer, boom, and then a quick turnover and a layup, and before you knew it, it was 5-0 Mitchell.
Well, we're just about set to meet the starters from both clubs. And for the announcements, we will go to PA announcer Gordon Neal.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the second semifinal game of the 1990 Class AA Boys Basketball Tournament, we have the Kernels of Mitchell. Playing the Lakes of Brandon Valley. And now the starting lineup, first of all, for the Mitchell Kernels. At a guard, a captain number 20, Bob Zimmerman. At the other guard is captain number 22, Marty Jacobsen. At center for the Kernels, number 44, Sean Stevens. At a forward, number 10, Tyson Theeler. And at the other forward, at a captain number 32, Jay Eidsness. Head coach of the Kernels is Gary Munson, assisted by Bob Johnson and Paul Sterling. Now the starting lineup for the Brandon Valley Leafs. At one guard, number 11, Brock Holsam. At the other guard, number 21, Ryan Knott. At center, number 35, Casey Sanyu. At a forward, number 33, Jason Dosher. And at the other forward and a captain, number 45, Jason Larson. Brandon Valley Leafs are coached by Mark Miley, assisted by Randy Marceau and Craig Wilbur. The officials for this semifinal game, Gary Reed and Tom Hansen.
Well, Mitchell and Brandon Valley getting ready. The winner will meet Lincoln for the championship game in Class AA. And a reminder, this tournament is being conducted under the auspices of the South Dakota High School Activities Association, and this should be a dandy.
You know, Jeff, both teams, I think, are very versatile. That's what I think about when I think about Brandon Valley and Mitchell. Versatility. They can play it up or down. They can play it slow. They have a bunch of weapons. And the first 2 minutes will be very interesting to see what kind of momentum one of the teams can establish.
And those two guys that jump center, we're going to be getting a good look at them again tonight. Jason Larson and Sean Stevens will be battling it on the inside. And Brandon Valley in black. They try to get it inside to Larson, but Halstead threw it out of bounds.
Turnover number 1. Larson, if anything, has the experience advantage over Stevens. With the exception of that, they're very evenly matched. They're both about 6'6". They're both excellent athletes.
Brandon in their black uniforms with red lettering inside. Stevens turns on Larson. He started out high, but he misses his first shot tonight.
As you can see, Stevens a left-hander, but Larson was right in his face.
Brandon will force the issue. Knott tosses up a 3, and it's no good.
Ryan Knott, a very streaky player. If he hits again. If he misses, he probably misses again.
Man-to-man defense by Brandon Valley. In the lane, up, and rolls in for Marty Jacobsen.
He had 21 last night.
Mitchell out on top, 2-0, 1 minute gone in the semifinal game. Inside Larson, his first chance, but instead is a foul on Stevens, holding Larson before he got the ball.
Number 24 on Stevens.
We'll take a look as they're trying to work it into the big guy, Larson, and here you can see Stevens with the arm over the top. And you'll get that call often. Here he is again.
In the face, gets Stevens off his feet, and he banks it in. Jason Larson, a one-man wrecking crew last night against Stevens, hit for 29 and pulled down 9 rebounds. Gives the Lynx their first 2 of the night.
Mitchell had tremendous balance last night as their starters 16 points, 7 points, 14, 18, and 21.
Inside, this is Stevens. He kicks it back out to Jacobsen, back to Stevens. First shot of the night tried by Eidsness, and it rings out. Brandon Valley with a chance to take their first lead, and a reaching foul on Bob Zimmerman.
First personal, we'll take a look. We've talked about it for the last 2 weeks. What do you get when you get a reach? You get a whistle.
Again, Brandon Valley will set it up in their half-court game.
We played about 2 minutes, Jeff. Neither team has really established a whole lot in terms of momentum. They're still kind of feeling each other out right here.
Another three-pointer by Knott, but rebounded by Halstead. His first shot doesn't go. Inside, Sanyu, I believe, or Dosher. Either way, it didn't go.
Whoa, look out.
To push it up.
Jacobsen, he might be hurt.
Goes down hard into the backboard, the stanchion there. Looks like he's all right.
Foul was whistled.
The foul is on number 21.
Ryan Knott picks up his first personal. Free throws for
Going to the line,
Marty Jacobsen.
shooting a double.
Jacobsen is 6'3" senior.
Marty Jacobsen.
62% free throw shooter.
And he gets the first. And Mitchell back up by 1, 3-2. 5:58 to play first quarter. One for 2 that time for Jacobsen, and back on the Lynx, trailing it by 1.
Got a whistle, something on the floor, I think.
They're pointing at it, and they see it. And Tom Hansen says, get that out of here.
We have a timeout on the court.
5:51 to play first quarter. Mitchell leads Brandon 3-2. You're watching the AA Boys Basketball Tournament on KOTA, the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Sports and Recreation Committee is sponsoring a search.
The Promise. Quality grain and a clean sample. Promise delivered by John Deere Maximizer Combines. A slow-moving cylinder, more concave area, and the exclusive QuadraFlow cleaning system give you the capacity to gently handle any crop, any condition. The promise of clean grain and more of it. Delivered by your John Deere dealer.
Visit your John Deere dealer in these towns.
There's an important new healthcare resource coming to the McKinnon campus this spring, the Dakota Midwest Cancer Institute, bringing advanced cancer diagnostics, treatment, and research. The skills of the area's leading cancer specialists and the resources of McKinnon Hospital will combine to offer new levels of care. And Cancer HelpLink makes this care easily accessible. The Dakota Midwest Cancer Institute, helping us all win the battle against cancer.
We've played a little over 2 minutes in tonight's second semifinal game. Mitchell leads Brandon Valley right now 3-2. This one for the right to meet Lincoln tomorrow night for the AA championship. The Lynx with the basketball. Larson dumps it off inside. Sonyu throws it up, but up high. Stevens went up, didn't block it, but he changed the shot. And Jacobsen brings it back the other way. Again, Marty gets it down low.
He had Larson on him that time. Interesting matchup. Larson called for the foul.
I think it was before the shot. We'll find out.
Foul is number 45, Larson.
Larson pushing a little bit, and Jacobsen taking it strong, gets the foul called.
That was Theeler that time who tried his first shot. Again, Tom Hansen making the call. That'll be free throw time for Tyson Theeler.
He's a 79% free throw shooter.
Taylor, shooting 2.
Connects on the first. And Mitchell's up by a bucket. 4-2.
Jeff, even though we're in the first quarter, it seems like both teams are on each possession. It's like a critical possession. You know, they're really working the ball. And
well, the intensity is definitely high as this place is packed, and it's been rocking ever since Aberdeen took the floor against Lincoln tonight. This will be Knott from about 18. Still can't get one to fall.
0 for 3.
Rebounded by Theeler. Mitchell wants
Stevens
to run.
running the floor nicely.
They'll hold it up. Theeler will give it to Zimmerman, who will run the offense.
Man to man.
Eidsness looking for Stevens inside.
They also set up Jacobsen in the low post, and now he'll flash out to get the ball. You can see Stevenson with his arm up. He wants it inside. Takeaway.
Theeler has it stolen by Halstead, and here comes Brock the other way. By Eidsness and lays it in.
Good shot by Halstead. He's got great speed. We talked about him being the quarterback on the football team, and he got back in a hurry.
Brandon brings it back to within 1 now. They trail at 5-4, 4:30 to play first quarter. Inside, this is Stevens on Larson.
Remember, he's left-handed. There it is.
For those of you not familiar with the Sean Stevens story, His first year in Mitchell, South Dakota, he came all the way from Trinidad and Tobago down to the West Indies.
I wonder what he thought of the winter. That'd be interesting to ask him.
I don't know, but all I know is he knows what he's doing because he's a 4.0 student in the classroom.
And he's becoming that as a center in basketball. He's learning the game very quickly, a tremendous natural athlete, and he's picking up the basketball skills pretty quickly as well.
He's banging away on Larson inside. Jason gets it. He'll go to the line and try to convert the three-point play. Keep in mind, when Brandon Valley beat Mitchell earlier in the year, that was Stevens' first ever high school game. They were able to exploit it. They try to do it again this time. He gets Stevens off his feet. A rookie mistake. He gets him on the arm. And Larson to the line for the three-point play.
And now he will sit down as he has two personals, Sean Stevens. We saw that yesterday. He got some quick foul trouble. And here's Larson, Mr. Free Throw. 85% shooter. Gets it.
Jim Wiebelhaus checks in there for Stevens. Tie ball game at 7, the halfway point of the first quarter. Theeler had it knocked away, but a foul. He whistled against Jason Dosher.
First personal.
Number 33, Dosher.
Let's see what we got. Good fake. That was the key to it. As Theeler made the fake and then was fouled.
Jacobsen tries to get it in, finally does. Marty will kick it back out. Zimmerman will run the offense.
Without Stevens in there, down the low post, they don't have much, so they're going to have to try from
Theeler
outside.
for three. Zimmerman had a chance to get the rebound, but he can't do it. And Brandon Valley comes away with it. Halstead pushing it up.
Oh, speed.
Shot too strong. Rebounded, though, by Dosher. His follow doesn't go. Theeler comes down with it.
Two good chances for Brandon Valley. Couldn't connect.
Jacobsen inside.
Eidsness
turns and knocks it down. And again, Mitchell by two. Brandon Valley has yet to take the lead.
Mitchell showing the balanced scoring again as 4 of their 5 starters have scored. Everybody but Zimmerman.
Inside, they try to force it into Larson, who knocks it out of bounds.
I think without, as at the second turnover on Brandon Valley, without Stevens in there, they're definitely going to look to Larson in the low post.
Casey Sawney with a pass that time, a little bit too high for Jason Larson, and turnover Brandon Valley.
Wiebelhaus is just 6'2" compared to 6'6" for Stevens, the man he replaced.
Zimmerman to Eidsness. Back to Zimmerman. That's Wiebelhaus. Inside they go to Jacobsen on the turnaround. Bounces in.
At just 6'3", Marty Jacobsen is very good down on the baseline. He rises up. He's a high riser. And he gets up to get a shot off.
Mitchell by 4 now. 2:43 to play first quarter.
You got to look for Larson here. Not going to try a 3. In and out.
Knott is still 0-4 from the line. Rebounded inside by Chris Trevere.
That's his first bucket.
Trevere, the 6-foot junior, had 6 points in the win over Stevens last night. And it's 11-9. Mitchell on top by a bucket. Whistle away from the action and a traveling call.
Theeler had an opening, but he shuffled his feet, setting up to go to the bucket.
The Kernels turn it over. And again, Brandon Valley with a chance to tie it up.
Jason Berg in, Theeler is out. But Jeff, the intensity of this game so far is amazing. We're just in the first quarter.
All set to not looking at Larson inside. Instead, they kick it back out.
They're going to have to help on Larson.
Trevere dumps it off into Larson.
3 people there. Can't get it.
Puts it up too strong. Rebounded by Jacobsen. Long ahead to Eidsness. He holds it up. That's Zimmerman. Shot no good. Bounced around. Eidsness came down with it, but he was on the line. Again, Brandon Valley with a chance to tie it up. They have yet to have a lead in this ballgame. Halstead to Knott. Knott again for 3.
There
this
it
time
is.
he'll hit. And there you have Brandon Valley's first lead of the ballgame.
That was way outside.
Mitchell now on the trailing end. Jason Berg. He'll try the lane. He throws it up. Rebound Larson, and he was fouled.
without the power game of Stevens inside, you can see the Lynx defenders are challenging everything coming into the paint because you don't expect a pass to someone big down low. And here's a replay. Larson, 6'6", he's the tallest guy in there, grabs the rebound. 6'5", and then his foul. Foul called on Tim Weebelhouse.
Not again. He just hit it 3 moments ago, and now he strokes it 2.
Like I said, he's streaky. Missed his first 4, has hit his last 2.
Brandon Valley with their biggest lead of the ball game. 3 points with 1 minute to play first quarter. Eidsness inside, a foul though. Tom Hansen with the whistle. Brock Halstead has his hand in the air. And for the first time all game, we get a better look at the floor than we did at the Brandon Valley cheering section.
Here we'll take a look at Brock Halstead getting whistled for the personal. Pass goes in. Eidsness quickly trying to pass out, and number 11 right there called for the foul.
I think if Halstead knew that Eidsness was going to kick it back out, he wouldn't have collapsed in on him. But he was worried about Eidsness turning and shooting. And Eidsness will shoot now from 15 feet away.
The Lynx very good at double teaming down on the low post. When the ball comes in, the helping defense, impressive for Brandon Valley.
Eidsness will look to make it 2 of 2.
Boy, Jay, body English is it in.
He brings the Kernels back to within 1. The final 55 first quarter. Brandon Valley with a 1-point lead and the basketball. Brock Halstead for 3.
Faded a little on the shot. And that's why he missed it.
Looked like it's Sonyu with the personal jumping back into either Eidsness or Jacobsen.
Well, let's take a look, Jeff. Here comes the three-pointer. Sonyu fighting underneath for the rebound. Ball, see, the three-pointers, they go out long on the rebound, and that's why Sonyu was called for the foul. He had good position, but the ball bounced out too far. Now, each of the starters for Brandon Valley has 1 personal foul. That adds up to 5. We're going to shoot free throws.
And it was Eidsness who he had jumped back into, so Jay, again, will go to the line.
82%. Watch how he leans when he shoots these. It's interesting.
Just hit 2 a moment ago.
There you can see it. Didn't get the roll.
English doesn't help that time, but he gets his own rebound.
Wow.
That equals 2 free throws right there. Final 35 seconds. Mitchell again on top, 15-14. And Brandon Valley is going to take the air out of the ball and play for 1. 30 seconds to go, first quarter.
Well, Halstead, maybe not. Knott's been hot. He'd be a good guy to shoot. If they can't get into Larson down low, Halstead's going to run the show, and it'll be his decision, probably.
Thompson, Knott, and Halstead out away from the basket. The 3 guards playing catch with it. Larson and Sonyu, the other 2 players on the floor. They're going to set it up now with 10 seconds left.
They want Larson, obviously. Here he is.
Sonyu again throws it over Larson's head, and Mitchell will have a chance to pad their lead with 7 seconds left.
That's a big turnover because now Mitchell has a last shot at the quarter. As quickly into the game.
Mark Miley rushes number 31 in there. And number 31 is Jason Klein, who sees his first action of the tournament.
Obviously for defense. Jacobsen, he traveled. So back we go. With Mitchell a chance. That was the first turnover for Mitchell.
2 seconds now, and Brandon Valley have to go the length of the floor to try to take the lead.
We'll see if they have a long-range shooter in there.
Long pass ahead, Larson.
Oh, good move.
Not, and it doesn't go. We played 1 quarter. Mitchell leads at 15-14 for the right to play Lincoln in the finals. You're watching the State AA Boys Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Being cool, you'll find it's a state of mind. A refreshing attitude, things get hot. Cool with all you got, doing it country cool. Chill on out when the heat comes on with the cool, smooth Mountain Dew. Doing it country cool. Doing it country cool.
We have to talk.
About what?
Gasoline.
You get good gas.
It's not Amoco Ultimate.
No.
You want quick start, smooth idle, great acceleration?
Of course.
Then give me the good stuff.
Listen to your engine. Pure Amoco Ultimate is rated the highest quality gasoline.
You give me quality, I give you performance.
Amoco Ultimate, your car knows, and now you do too.
In Sioux Falls, see Gus's Amoco, Larry's Amoco, and Howe's Oil.
Welcome back to Sioux Falls Arena. Jeff Harkness and Steve Sotak. One of these clubs is 1 quarter closer to a championship berth with Lincoln tomorrow night.
It is. I'm not sure which one it is, Jeff. They've played very closely throughout the first quarter.
Right now, it's Mitchell on top, 15-14. The Kernels have the basketball, and Sean Stevens is back in there.
Oh,
Nice pass
alley-oop.
inside. Theeler went to Eidsness, but Jay couldn't control it.
Neither club shot real well in that quarter, Jeff. Mitchell 5 of 11, Brandon 6 of 17, and I think it was a tough defense.
Not thought about the three, gives it up to Halseth. Rock thought about the three, instead he gives it up to Larson on Stevens. Shot blocked by Sean.
He's quick off his feet at 6'6".
Back the other way, Eidsness inside to Stevens. He just blocked it a moment ago, and he turns it over. He was going to the hole.
Jeff, you wonder if seeing that performance by Lincoln and the great defense inspired these teams to play the great defense, because so far they have.
Larson out at CBA three-point land.
I don't think that's his spot.
Shot thrown up, no good. That was Travis Thompson on the miss. And one shot down for Brandon Valley. Mitchell comes away with it. Again, they lead it by 1, 15-14. No one has scored here in the second quarter so far. We've played a minute.
Wow, quick move by Theeler.
Trying to take it to the hole, and Brock Halseth is there. He whistles, picks up the foul.
Second personal on Brock Halseth. Theeler caught his man standing and just zipped to the baseline.
Tyson Theeler, the only sophomore on the floor, goes to the line for the 1-and-1.
He averages 12 and a half a game. He had 16 last night. As I mentioned, tremendous balance by Mitchell in scoring last night.
He looks young, but he plays like a veteran.
I like his decision-making, Jeff.
And he's still got 2 more years, and he's been in the semifinals both of his first 2 years.
Now, while we have a chance quickly, the Northwest stat board shows us Eidsness Jacobsen leading Mitchell, not Larson leading Brandon Valley.
Halseth guarded by Zimmerman. Inside, Larson on Stevens, off somebody's foot, and the ball out of bounds to Brandon Valley.
Jason tried to go baseline that time. He might have been wiser to, instead of trying to bounce it in traffic, just turn and shoot.
I think Brandon Valley's going to do anything they can to get Sean Stevens out of the game.
Right. He always got the 2 personals. A good, smart move to get it into Larson.
Not looking at Larson, but he doesn't get it in there. Thompson to Halseth for 3.
Wow.
Nothing but net for Halseth, and we're deadlocked again, 17 all.
Boy, that's one of those snap jobs. You can hear the net all the way up here.
Theeler thought about Stevens, but Sean rotated away. Zimmerman from the free throw line.
Well, suddenly the shooting is heating up.
2 veteran backcourts going head-to-head. 2 seniors for Brandon Valley and Halseth and Knott. A pair of seniors for the Kernels and Zimmerman and Jacobsen. But don't forget the sophomore Theeler.
Here he is again, Halseth.
Other side, this time it was a 2-pointer, but it's still just as good. And again, deadlocked this time at 19. Eidsness in the corner to Jacobsen. They're looking to try to get it into Stevens. Theeler, now they do get it, and they're back out. Nice passing by Mitchell.
Good patience, too. Tough man-to-man defense.
Theeler left open for a moment. Instead, bounces in into Stevens.
Good help that time by Dosher, or Sonyu on the defense. When Stevens turned, Sonyu was there.
Nice job by Halseth to get the rebound with Zimmerman on him. Brock the other way, penetrates.
Whoa! He's putting on a show, huh?
Halseth is coming alive right now for the Lynx. Brandon Valley back on top by a bucket at 21-19.
He has 7 points in the quarter. Hit his last 3.
Theeler.
Here he is with the defense.
Jacobsen couldn't control it. Back the other way. Brock thrown up short by Thompson.
Not once the offense.
Not got bumped and can't get it to fall. Eidsness back the other way, pushes it up, gives it up to Stevens. Sean wasn't expecting it, and it's a turnover.
3rd on Mitchell. Action has really picked up here in the second quarter, Jeff.
And now Brock Halseth wisely slows it down. Both teams getting tired.
Brock's got to be thinking about shooting right now. He is red hot. They try to screen for him. And now,
Nice
good
play.
defense.
Excellent defense on time by Bob Zimmerman.
4th turnover for Brandon Valley.
And again, Mitchell with a chance to tie it with a 2. They can take the lead with a 3.
Oh, tied up ball. Defense by Thompson.
Travis Thompson, excellent timing that time. Got all ball as Jacobsen went up. And on alternating possessions, Brandon Valley will get it back.
Jeff, I don't think, as I recall, Brandon Valley had a 3-point lead in the first quarter. That's as big as it's gotten. We have been back and forth, 1 and 2 points.
They lead it by 2 right now, but they have a chance to go up by as many as 4. Larson inside. Again, it's knocked away.
Fifth turnover.
Foul on Larson. As he was coming back up the floor, Jason turned and said something to Tom Olson, and he picks up the technical foul.
As we learned last week, that'll be 2 shots.
Foul is on number 45, technical on Jason Larson.
Jason lost his cool just a little bit. Getting frustrated.
City the technical.
Eidsness goes to the line. Smart choice, 82% for Jay.
Has he missed yet today?
Yes. But he leans in. That's the key. He has the body English.
Perfect. This one to tie it at exactly the halfway mark of the second quarter. We expected a barn burner, and so far we've gotten it.
These two teams are so evenly matched, Jeff.
A brand new ball game at 21.
It may end up being just the littlest edge that wins this game. It may end up being a last-second shot that wins this game. Last team with the ball may just win it. And see, not only that, but the technical foul shots, obviously, they get the ball back.
Jacobsen in the lane, gets the roll.
He has 7.
Again, Mitchell edges out on top as the lead goes back and forth. The Kernels by 2. Halseth for 3.
He's feeling it, can't get the roll. That's his first miss in the quarter. All of the Mitchell Kernel starters have scored.
Back the other way, Jacobsen finds an opening, leans in, right-handed. It doesn't get at the fall, but again, he'll go to the line.
Good fake. Gosher fouled him. Here we'll see it. Jacobsen wheeling and dealing. Watch the pump fake here, right there. Great fake. And as you watch that, we will take a break.
Time out on the floor, 3:28 to play first half. Mitchell leads Brandon Valley 23-21. You're watching the AA tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
There is one communications company that understands there is one thing you need less of. And one thing you never get enough of. At US West, everything we do is dedicated to a single purpose. Making your life more livable, and nothing less. US West, making the most of your time.
Back at Sioux Falls Arena, we get set to watch Marty Jacobsen shoot a couple of free throws.
And Jeff, since the technical foul was called on Larson, and then Mitchell comes back, they now have a chance to build their biggest lead. So there was a little bit of a momentum swing there. Brandon was leading, and now Mitchell's come back to tie it and now take the lead and build on that lead.
1 of 2, but rebounded by Stevens. Whoa! Who turns it into a 3-point play.
And the lead is up to 5 quickly.
Biggest lead of the ball game for either side now. 26-21 Mitchell. 3:15 to play, first half. Not knocked away. Jacobsen tried to bounce it off.
Maybe traveling, but no call.
Tried to bounce it off Trevere. Mitchell maintains possession, though. Theeler for 3.
Oh, Stevens, look at the work underneath.
Stevens got a paw on it. Long ahead. Halseth is there. Other
Good
side
pass.
to Trevere.
Great pass.
And he'll have a chance to go to the line for the three-point play. As Jacobsen got there late. And Trevere laid it up and in.
Brock Halseth is the assist leader in the history of Brandon Valley High School, and there you saw why. Watch number 11 dish off. Great pass, turned around Jacobsen, and here comes the bucket by Trevere, and give him the bucket and go to the line.
This for the three-point play. No, but rebounded by Larson. The Lynx can tie it with a three.
Here's the guy to shoot it.
There's not. It's no good. Rebounded though to Larson. Oh, he threw it away. Saw Casey Sonyu underneath, but just as quickly Jacobsen came back to make the steal. Jason Berg outside. Theeler. Tyson operating on Knott. Takes it underneath. Nice pass to Eidsness, and he lays it up and in.
Boy, that's impressive by the sophomore, the ball handling and the presence of mind to pass there.
Well, check that. That was Hofer who just checked in there moments ago. John Hofer, the 6'2 freshman. Halseth for three. But rebounded by Brandon Valley. Trevere, actually it was not. And Stevens picks up the foul.
Oh my, a big foul on Sean Stevens. That's his third. Here it is. Well, not jumped into him, but the foul called on Stevens.
And as we mentioned, Mark Miley and club would love to get Sean Stevens to sit on the bench, and that's exactly what they've done.
That's a big foul.
And I don't think we're going to see Stevens for the last minute 56 of the first half.
No, I would have to agree with you, Jeff.
So keep in mind now, Mitchell with a 5-point lead with a minute 56 to play, but Stevens will take a seat. Knott cuts it down to 4, and he has another one coming up.
And Larson has to be pretty excited about the fact that Stevens isn't in there now.
Knott makes 1 of 2. The lead is 4 points, and the Kernels are having trouble against the press. They beat it, though. Jacobsen ahead to Theeler, the sophomore for 3. Rebounded inside by Sonyu. Brandon will run it.
Larson wants it.
Knott for 3. It'll be off.
Way short.
Rebound that time by Hofer. A minute 30 to play. Mitchell with the lead and the basketball. 28-24 Kernels.
Boy, Jeff, the streakiness of the shooting in this game. You see a couple guys hit, and then they'll miss.
Theeler again, but he's fouled from behind by Knott.
Second personal on Ryan Knott. Tyson Theeler will go to the line. He's perfect for the game. 79% free throw shooter on the year. As Chris Trevere will check back in for Brandon Valley. And Brock Halseth will check out.
Tyson Theeler, the sophomore, who had 17 in the win over Central, Rapid City Central, that is, yesterday.
Still perfect from the line.
It gives the Kernels a 5-point lead. This one will put him up by 6 if he makes it. With a minute 18 to play first half. The winner meets Lincoln tomorrow night for the AA championship. The loser will play Aberdeen Central for 3rd.
Brock Halseth is not in there for the Lynx. Travis Thompson replaced him, and he will run the ball club now. Larson has to be asking for the ball down on the blocks with Stevens out of there, especially since they have a freshman on him, Hofer.
Knott again tried to looked at the
good,
three.
Quick hands.
Jacobsen from behind, kicked it away, but Mitchell will turn it back over.
5th turnover on the Kernels.
Down to 1 minute to play, first half. Mitchell 30, Brandon Valley 24.
Bob Zimmerman back in.
Jason Berg sits down. Ball out of bounds to the Brandon Valley Lynx in the corner. Thompson gets it in. Trevere tries the lane, pulls his way, and he traveled before he got the charge.
Mitchell did a nice job of sealing off the drive, and that's what caused the travel. 7 turnovers now in Brandon Valley.
Probably fortunate that time that he traveled before he picked up the charge. Final 50 seconds. Theeler got his man who was not off the ground, but misses the shot. And Brandon Valley will take over.
Brandon Valley, this is an important possession for them because they trail by 6. And obviously they want to go into the locker room with some kind of momentum. As Halseth checks quickly back in, they need his ball handling and leadership out there.
Gary Reed's got a whistle away from the ball. They're counting players and they say 6 guys with black jerseys out there, and that isn't going to work, as we found out last night.
Right. Even if you want to go with that special 2-1-3 defense.
Here we go, the final 40. And Brandon may be playing for the last shot.
I think they are.
Halseth and Knott. Again, the 3 out running the weave.
And again, you'll look for Halseth to get the ball with about 10 seconds left and try to penetrate, maybe dish off to Larson, maybe take it himself, maybe throw it out to Knott for a 3.
Sonyu stands in one corner. Larson stands in the other corner. Halseth dribbles and gives it up to Thompson. 15 seconds to play now, and Brandon Valley will get in their offense.
I think option 1 has got to be Larson. Option 2 is probably Halseth. Option 3 is Knott.
Inside, Larson, but he's fouled from behind.
Well, they went to option 1.
John Hofer, the freshman, will pick up the foul. And with 7 seconds left on the clock, Jason Larson will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
And the Lynx are going to take out everybody with 2 fouls, so they don't have to worry about someone getting called for a 3rd with only 7 seconds left. Halseth sits down.
At the charity line.
So does Knott.
Grant Peterson checks in for the Lynx.
These are all strictly defensive players.
Designated foulers.
Right.
If anybody is to foul, and Larson makes the first.
He now has 6 points.
Mitchell will go into the locker room with a lead, and the only question that to be decided, how big of a lead will it be? Right now, it's 4. But they've got 7 seconds to do something with it.
Flying back in, Larson will sit down, and it's all the quick defenders with 7 seconds. I would look for Jacobsen here.
Hofer gets it in. This is Zimmerman.
He's trying to get it. Here he is.
A long 3 up, and the buzzer sounds. We played 1 half in our second semifinal. Mitchell leads Brandon Valley 30-26. You're watching the State AA Boys Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
The American farmer takes on a lot of tough jobs every day. He does everything he can to produce a good crop. And he does everything in his power to preserve our delicate environment, such as terracing his fields to control runoff and erosion, so that families like his can continue farming for generations to come. Brought to you on behalf of the American farmer by the makers of Dual Herbicide.
You're gonna feel right when you drive home tonight.
Shop Ben-Hur's Tournament of Savings. Score big savings on sporty Escort GTs, just $93.88 loaded with extras. Taurus, the point leader on value, only $12,288.
Working harder.
Save on a special purchase of Festivas, the economy champ, at $67.88. Or Suzuki Samurai convertibles, just $150 a month. And Bronco 2s, tough to beat, at $13,998.
Working harder, treating you right. Ben-Hur Ford.
Welcome back to Sioux Falls Arena. Halftime of our second semifinal with Mitchell leading Brandon Valley right now 30-26. For the halftime entertainment, we're going to go to PA announcer Gordon Needon.
For our halftime entertainment, we have the O'Gorman Pages, who will perform the routine, pom-pom routine, for your halftime entertainment. The Pages are advised by Janet Leisinger. Let's welcome the O'Gorman Pages. Ladies and gentlemen, the O'Gorman Pages. Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to direct your attention to the area in front of the band. Our tournament band has been playing for today's session of the boys' Class AA State Basketball Tournament with the Huron High School Tiger Band under the direction of Lance Burnett. The Huron High School Band, the Tiger Band, is proud to be the band of the day for today's tournament games. The Tiger Pep Band, under the direction of Lance Burnett, has performed at the South Dakota State Fair and the South Dakota Volleyball Tournament this school year. They'll also be traveling to Rapid City this spring to perform at the Mount Rushmore Amphitheater on Saturday, June 2nd. The Tiger Band extends its best wishes to all of the tournament participants. In appreciation for the fine music the band has provided during the games, Bernie Stocking of the South Dakota High School Activities Association is now presenting to Lance Burnett, director of the Huron High School Tiger Band, a plaque to commemorate the day. Let's show a big round of applause for the Huron High School Band. Thank you.
Halftime at Sioux Falls Arena. Mitchell leading Brandon Valley in tonight's second semifinal, 30-26. We're going to take a break. You're watching the State AA Boys Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
The American Association of Orthodontists wants you to know, lots of adults don't smile very often. Why? Because of crooked teeth. But this doesn't have to be. Watch. Living teeth can be moved through living tissue by a member of the AAO. Bad bites and crooked teeth can be improved at any age. That's why today, more and more adults have something to smile about. We're the specialists. Improving smiles at any age is what we do. For the AAO members near you, call 1-800-222-9969.
Architects. We entrust them to build the places where we live and work, to make them at once functional and beautiful, which may be why when it comes to windows, the brand architects recommend most is Pella.
Visit your local Pella dealer in Sioux Falls.
Here's an important message for parents of high school students in South Dakota from Mr. Gary Olson, president of Norwest Bank, South Dakota.
I'm pleased to announce the establishment of the Norwest Bank's Community Scholarship Fund. Through this new fund, every Norwest Bank in South Dakota will offer $1,000 college scholarships to outstanding students attending a South Dakota institution of higher education. We have established this fund to provide new educational opportunities for graduating seniors in Norwest Bank communities. In 1990, we will award a total of 62 of these scholarships. On behalf of all of us at the Norwest Banks throughout South Dakota, we extend our very best wishes to the class of 1990.
Scholarship applications are available at your local Norwest Bank, where you come to expect the best.
Back inside Sioux Falls Arena, Jeff Harkness and Steve Sotak with you once again. Mitchell leading Brandon Valley by 4, getting ready to go to the second half for the right to meet Lincoln in the AA Championship game tomorrow night. Just handed the official attendance tonight at Sioux Falls Arena, and a big number, 7,640, and they've enjoyed an excellent night of basketball so far.
Absolutely. The first game, the story there obviously was the Lincoln High defense as they defeated Aberdeen Central by 22 points. What a performance. And the second ball game has been very, very close. And while we have a little time, we're going to check in with Dan Buck and the word on the Class B tournament.
Thanks, Jeff. Like in Class AA, one championship seat is now reserved in Class B, as the West River battle between Lyman and Isabel is now a final. We take you to the Barnett Center in Aberdeen for those semifinal highlights. The Lyman Raiders are going to be in white, and they came out running. This is going to be Steve Stanley gets to Heath Cole, who lays it in for 2. Lyman up by 2 early, but Isabel hung tough. Brett Linskoff is going to toe it up from out top. He nails the three-pointer. He had a big night tonight for Rocky Peterson's Wildcats, who were in it early. But Lyman, well, they kept the fast pace going. This is going to be Steve Stanley on the break. This time he's going to take it himself. He'll get the lay-in, and he draws the foul. Stanley would lead Tom McDonald's team with 27 tonight. Christian Begeman tried to keep Isabel in the ballgame. He hits down low in the first half, but he got shut down in the second, as did the Isabel inside game, as Lyman opened things up in the second half. Cody King hits for the Raiders as they run away and hide in the final two quarters. The final 95-68, so it's Lyman with one of the championship seats. The other one will be determined as we speak. Emory and Northwestern going at it in the late game. The winner of that will advance on to the title game to take on Lyman. We hope to have highlights of that Emory-Northwestern game before you folks are done out there at the Class AA's. But that's all for now from the Class B update. We now throw it back to Steve and Jeff.
Thank you very much, Dan. Congratulations to Lyman. 95-68 over Isabel. Lyman is in the final.
Jeff, that'll be good news, happy news for Bill Knutson, KOTA's news anchor, as he is from Lyman and never misses a chance to remind me of that fact.
Right now, it's Brandon Valley and Mitchell trying to get a championship berth, and we're going to look at our Norwest stat board leading scores for the first half, Steve.
Very balanced scoring by both ball clubs. Jacobsen leading Mitchell, Halseth leading Brandon Valley, so the backcourts are doing it, as Stevens and Larson have kind of canceled each other out. And you told me to write down a minute 56, and I did, Jeff, and that's when Stevens went out of the ball game in the second quarter, but Mitchell held on to their lead, and now they build the lead.
Zimmerman with the first basket of the second half. Mitchell up by 6.
Stevens is in there with 3 personal fouls, trying to guard Larson.
And Larson's posting up on him. They're going to try to exploit that advantage right now, try to get Stevens out of there. Sonyu. Halseth thought about the 3. Now he'll try it. Short. Rebound Stevens with authority.
When you're trying to get someone in foul trouble to catch another foul, it either works great or it works terrible.
Keep in mind the first 2 minutes of the second half, oh so important. As Eidsness looks to shoot, instead gives it up to Jacobsen.
Rainbow. Can't get it.
Rebound Sonyu.
See, if they try to get into Larson, okay, they get it. If they can get it to him, great. He turns, maybe gets Stevens with a foul. But if they try to force it, turnovers. And they're packing that zone in big. Nysa in the man-to-man, but they're really in there with 4 guys in the paint.
Halseth around the pick by Larson, trying to dump it off inside, but only yellow shirts in there.
Tyson Theeler was able to block it. Another turnover for Brandon Valley.
And again, the Lynx haven't scored yet in the second half. We played a minute and a half.
Stevens wants the ball.
Jacobsen gets it into Sean, who turns on Larson.
Left-hand shot. Oh,
get his own board, though. 2 chances, nothing for Stevens. Rebounded Larson. Sean Stevens is not going to get much better chances than he did that time down. Brandon Valley looks for their first points of the second half. Sonyu, not for 3.
Whoa! Nothing but net for not.
And that makes it a 3-point game in a hurry. Less than 6 minutes to play third quarter.
And remember, Ryan Ott is a very streaky shooter. If he gets hot, look out.
There goes Eidsness past Sonyu and lays it in with a reverse.
Quick move by the 6-foot senior.
An impressive move that time by Eidsness.
Both teams rising to the challenge right now.
Again, Mitchell by 5. Sonyu again tries to get into Larson. This time he does, and this time it'll be a 3-point try.
It wasn't on Stevens, though. It was Jacobsen trying to help out. In fact, Sean, once the ball was caught by Larson, just backed out of there with his hands up. And we'll take a look at the Norwest stat board. Pretty even throughout. And this game has been very even throughout. And it's still very close.
Larson for the 3-point play. Just a bucket separates Mitchell and Brandon Valley. 5:30 to play third quarter. Zimmerman, hawked by Dosher.
Open shot for Theeler.
The sophomore knocks down the 3, and again, Mitchell by 5. Brandon Valley continues to draw close as Halseth throws up the 3. It's short. Rebounded inside by Jacobsen. Mitchell will run. Theeler come back for it, but not picks it off. Halseth right side, it was kicked by Zimmerman.
Getting back to Brock Halseth. Well, we'll take the break.
5:02 to play third quarter. Mitchell 37, Brandon Valley 32 in the semifinal. You're watching the State AA Boys Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
The Promise. Quality grain and a clean sample. Promise delivered by John Deere Maximizer Combines. A slow-moving cylinder, more concave area, and the exclusive QuadraFlow cleaning system give you the capacity to gently handle any crop, any condition. The promise of clean grain and more of it. Delivered by your John Deere dealer.
Visit your John Deere dealer in these towns.
You know, I don't think Hy-Vee realizes what they've got. I mean, they say they have a lot of little differences, but to me, their friendly service is no little difference. Like if I need to know how long it takes to cook a lobster or where to find the toothpicks, there's someone to answer my questions and take me to the right aisle. Oh, and when I have a suggestion, Hy-Vee listens. Add to that clean stores, fast checkouts, drive-up service, and hey, we're talking mega differences.
It's been nip and tuck most of the way. Neither side has led it by more than 6. Brandon Valley with the basketball, not for 3.
Brandon Valley very impressive with their set plays out of bounds. As we saw at the end of the half when they ran the little shuttle pass to Knott for a long 3. They're right out of bounds. Knott gets the open three-pointer.
Eidsness dumps it off inside. Jacobsen along the baseline.
He has 10.
Sean Stevens will be back in there when it's dead, as will Travis Thompson. Halseth guarded by Zimmerman.
And we'll see if they try to free up Knott for another 3. He's asking for it here at the top of the key. He's got an opening. Instead,
Halseth this time for the 3. Rebounded, though, by Dosher. He can't hit. Bounced around. Rebounded by Sonyu. Halseth comes down with it, but he's been called for the foul. He went over the back of Bob Zimmerman.
Third personal. We'll look at the battle underneath. Watch for number 11, Halseth. There he is, jumping in to Zimmerman, and that's the third personal on Brock Halseth. We'll see if he comes out. He's going to stay in there. 3 personal fouls.
Jason Dosher sits down. Halseth, as you mentioned, Steve, stays in there with 3.
Well, maybe Mitchell would like to try to run at him a little bit.
The Kernels with a chance to match their biggest lead of the night. Stevens back in there banging on Larson. But Sean has the basketball. Eidsness gets his own rebound.
Wow. What a shot by Eidsness, leaning.
Mitchell right now getting it done in the paint. And they've opened up a 6-point lead with 3:50 to play third quarter. And Trevere will check back into the lengths when it's dead. Larson on Stevens. Also on Eidsness, blocked by Stevens.
Big momentum for Mitchell right now.
And Mitchell right now running on all cylinders.
Anytime Brandon gets in trouble, they're immediately looking to Larson. Stevens wants it.
Bounce it inside to Stevens.
Inside out.
Zimmerman for 2.
Good rebound.
Theeler, the sophomore, gives Mitchell their biggest lead of the night.
From Brandon
8
Valley.
points.
I want a timeout.
He wants a timeout. Brock Halseth calls it. 3:13 to play. Third quarter. Mitchell 43, Brandon Valley 35. You're watching the AA tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Calling is the first step to getting the help when you're hurting. We're here 24 hours a day for you. We can listen and we can try to understand. And we'll get you that help either here at our hospital or at one of our counseling centers or another agency within the community. And if I can give you that help, then I think that I'll have made the difference that counts.
If you or a friend are troubled, we sincerely ask that if you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere.
Across South Dakota, people have come to expect the best from the people of Norwest Bank. From Sturgis to Del Rapids, Norwest people work to keep our family farms and ranches growing. Norwest people help students learn new skills in Brookings, support and serve the elderly in Gregory, foster a growing fishing industry in Mobridge. Come to expect the best, always, from the people at your community Norwest Bank.
Back at Sioux Falls Arena, and Sean Stevens, a force to be reckoned with.
The key here is he backed off a few feet, gave him extra time, and it didn't foul. Blocked it with the left hand.
Brandon Valley tries to dig in. They're down by 8. Not for a 16-footer. It's short. Oh, stolen by Halseth. What a beautiful play.
Oh, my.
And no foul.
Now it's called.
Quick hands that time by Halseth. Went to the line, or actually went to the lane, wasn't able to lay it in, and it's ball out of bounds to Brandon.
There it is. Good fake by Halseth. And here's where the foul comes, right there, banging in on the rebound. Foul whistle on Eidsness.
Back to live action. Larson can't hit the jumper along the baseline, and Mitchell brings it down again with a chance to go up by double digits.
Again, Stevens wants it inside.
Jacobsen running through the lane, throws it wildly out of bounds, and Gary Munson's not real happy about that turn of events.
Look out. Eidsness ran into one of his teammates, helps him up. 6th turnover for Mitchell. Glad nobody is hurt on that play. Shades of Doug Bates last night.
Thompson and Trevere playing catch outside.
Once again, whenever they're in trouble, they're looking for Larson down low in the paint.
Not looking at Jason, still looking at him. Back to Thompson. Halseth in the corner. He looks at Larson.
Notice how Theeler's helping out.
3 guys on him and a foul on Bob Zimmerman. Zimmerman came over. Theeler was in front of him. Stevens behind him.
He does attract a crowd. Jason Larson, a popular guy when he gets the ball down low.
Well, rightfully so after hitting for 29 last night.
If you're wondering, Larson has 10 points so far.
John Hofer back into the game for Mitchell. Sean Stevens will sit down with 2:13 to play third quarter. Mitchell leads it by 8, 43-35.
Again, they try one of their inbound plays. If you're wondering about team fouls, Mitchell has 3, Brandon Valley just 1. Not a lot of fouls here in the second half.
Trevere operating against the zone. Halseth.
Big possession for the Lynx, and you can tell because they're taking their time, looking for the good shot.
Again, Halseth holds it outside. Thought about the 3, gives it up. Thompson
had a good chance,
but he can't get it to fall. Long ahead to Jacobsen.
The Lynx are going to try some other people in there.
Hofer, guarded by Larson. Eidsness tries the lane. Zimmerman,
wow, what a quick
block
move
by Larson.
But followed by
Eidsness gets it back, and he throws up a miss. Long ahead, here's Halseth. He didn't care it was a 2-on-3.
With that kind of quickness, he can get it by people that quickly.
6-point game again, the final minute of the third quarter. Eidsness.
Stevens not in there for Mitchell.
Trevere on defense. Halseth comes over to help out. Now he drops off Zimmerman.
I know he's just a sophomore, Jeff, but I think Theeler is the key man in this situation.
He's got the ball now. Guarded by Knott. Zimmerman, 40 seconds to play third quarter.
Or Jacobsen.
Jacobsen inside, and he's fouled. Looks like Travis Thompson.
Jacobsen, the one big scorer in there, as he had 21 yesterday.
Oh, it's Larson. Larson, his second. He's in much better shape than Sean Stevens foul-wise right now.
He's one better.
Jacobsen will get it into Eidsness. 35 seconds, third quarter. Zimmerman backs it out.
They're going to hold for a last shot. And then you look for Jacobsen or Theeler, maybe this guy Eidsness. I doubt this guy will shoot. That's Hofer.
Back to
I don't think Harrison is really a scorer. So remember the 3. I think first choice is Jacobsen, second choice Theeler.
There's your first choice, and there's your second.
10 seconds.
Jacobsen.
He's looking for it. Good move.
8-footer. 5 seconds to play. Brandon's got to get it in. 2-1. We've played 3. Mitchell, 45. Brandon Valley, 37. The winner meets Mitchell tomorrow night for the championship. You're watching the AA tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Your doctor links you to a heart specialist.
Today, for instance, a patient of mine was able to have a murmur assessed here through North Central Heart, and this patient now does not have to travel to Sioux Falls to have this done. We know now what the problem is and what we need to do about it.
You, your doctor, and North Central Heart. It's the festival finale on South Dakota Public Television. Sunday night at 6, enjoy an adult visit with Fred Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Then at 7, watch the noisy and rare giant otters of South America. And at 8:15, Great Performances presents Julie Andrews in concert, singing many of the songs she's made famous. It's a special festival event, and it's all for you on South Dakota Public Television.
Somewhere in this crowd of better than 7,500 at Sioux Falls Arena, the Lincoln Patriots are watching with vested interest, scouting out their opponent in tomorrow night's championship matchup for the Class AA crown. Will it be Brandon Valley or will it be Mitchell? The Kernels lead it by 8 with 8 minutes to play.
That's a charge. Brian Knott. There was no room, and he tried to force it. Here you'll see it, number 21, taking it. Watch the collapsing zone. Theeler gets there, waits. Had the schedule, and arriving right on time was Ryan Knott, third personal foul.
Mitchell again with a chance to go up by 10. Jacobsen. Stevens is back in there now, banging away with Larson.
And now we're in the fourth quarter. Having 3 fouls is really not considered foul trouble.
And Stevens about 18 feet away, gives it up to Theeler. Eidsness posts up down.
Oh,
he'll
my!
go to the line to try to hit the three-point play.
The thing about Mitchell is they just don't have one weapon. They have really 4 legitimate scores. Eidsness turns, shot put up. Look at that leaner. And Larson, or Sonny rather, whistled for the foul. And now 4 team fouls on Brandon Valley. Second personal on Sonny. And Eidsness will try the three-point play. And remember, he's the leaping leaner on the free throws, and he hits them. Like that.
What made that shot exceptionally tough, he didn't have his shoulder squared up to the basket. He kind of threw it up there half-cocked, and it went in.
He was a little behind the backboard even.
The three-point play gives Mitchell their biggest lead of the night at 11. Brandon Valley's got to put it up and hold Mitchell.
It's time for Brock Halseth to take over.
Here's Larson, way out of way. Halseth for 2. Rebounded by Sonyu. Nice move.
Stevens almost fouled him.
Larson grabs it. He thought about the 3. Gives it up to someone who can shoot the 3. Not.
Now they get it to Larson.
2 guys on him, Stevens and Jacobsen. Gets
There's
Stevens
the
off
fourth.
his feet, and there's number 4. Excellent job that time by Jason Larson. He knew Stevens was in foul trouble, and he made sure that Stevens picked up his 4th.
Well, we have a chance here to look at the Norwest stat board, and again, great balance on both clubs. Theeler, Jacobsen, Eidsness leading Mitchell, not Halseth, Larson leading Brandon Valley. And the 2 names, well, the one name you don't see there is Stevens for Mitchell. He's only scored 4 points, and he sits down, but the Mitchell balance is amazing.
If Brandon Valley is going to make a run, they're going to need to do it now. Because with 6:41 left, Sean Stevens takes a seat on the Mitchell bench with 4 fouls.
Now write that down, Jeff.
A 10-point lead now. Larson can cut it to 9. And he does. And full court pressure now by Brandon Valley.
Larson now has 12 and almost got, he did get the turnover. Double dribble.
Ryan Knott that time did a nice job forcing Jay Eidsness to dribble the ball on the out-of-bounds line.
And now the Lynx have some momentum built.
Thompson.
Obviously, they're going to go to Larson without
Sonny
Stevens
to Larson.
in there.
Here we go. 4 guys on him, but he puts it up too strong. Here we go. Long ahead. This is Hofer. Oh, and he misses the layup. Boy, what a huge miss by John Hofer, the freshman. Halseth for 3, but it doesn't count. It will not count. It will not count. Before the shot, Bob Zimmerman got it.
Yeah. Third personal. And because Brandon Valley only has 4, well, I guess Mitchell 15 fouls, so Halstead will go to the line for the 1-on-1.
Remember, he could have had a 3 there. Timeout Mitchell. 6:07 to play in regulation. The Kernels lead it 48-39. You're watching the State AA Boys Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
The American Association of Orthodontists wants you to know. Yes, the American Association of Orthodontists wants you to know that a healthy, beautiful smile can make an incredible difference. We're the specialists. Improving smiles at any age is what we do. For the AAO members near you, call 1-800-222-9969.
It's official. John Deere tractors set 7 new performance records in the Nebraska tests, including the most fuel-efficient tractor ever tested. Get a good deal on a new John Deere 105 to 200 horsepower tractor and put this record-setting performance to work on your farm today. Another good deal from John Deere.
Good deal. Visit your John Deere dealer in these towns.
Back at Sioux Falls Arena, Brock Halstead will be touring the charity stripe for the Lynx.
Jeff, for Gary Munson, the Mitchell coach, one of the decisions when to bring Stevens back.
He doesn't need to now because Halstead misses the free throw. At the front end of the 1-on-1, oh, that hurts.
And we'll see if the Lynx start cutting into the lead. Tough decision when to bring back the big guys. Great ball movement
from about 10. And again, Mitchell leads by 11.
Bob Zimmerman with a beautiful pass.
5:45 to play in regulation. Larson inside. This is Sonyu.
Theeler slapped it away.
Ball out of bounds to Brandon Valley. They trail at 50-39. The Lincoln Patriots await the winner in tomorrow night's AA championship game. Is not. Fires up a 3.
And the Lynx are having a cold shooting quarter. They have not hit from the field. Tried 4 shots, 0 for 4. While Mitchell is 2 for 2, both by Eidsness, who has suddenly found the offense.
Eidsness is pushed by Halstead.
And that is the 4th foul on Brock Halstead. And again,
it's going to be free throw time for the Kernels.
And here's a look at it. Eidsness, 32 will get it. Halstead trying to guard him, just runs right into him. Right there, there's the push. Couldn't stop himself, and now Brock Halstead has to come out. But instead it's Ryan Knott. I guess we shall see. He's going to leave Halstead in there. I think Mark Miley figures without him in there, he has no chance. So at least with him in there, he has the chance he won't foul out. But 4 personals on Brock Halstead, the emotional leader for the Lynx.
Jay Eidsness knocks down the first.
And it looks like he's going to be the free throw star tonight for Mitchell. The 82% free throw shooter has hit 6 in a row.
This one to put him up by 13 with 5:18 to play. It's getting down to nail-biting time. Mitchell leads it by 13. You're watching the AA tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Marketing wants to know if you got last quarter's sales figures.
Okay. I hate paperwork. I bet you do, too. That's why so many South Dakota businesses carry their health coverage with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Their no paperwork claim filing saves time and money and helps your employees get the coverage and service they deserve.
Sir, the sales figures?
Tell them I've got some partial figures here.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield, first in coverage for South Dakota.
Spring is just around the corner, and Budget Car Sales is having a spring fling. With 60 days until your first payment, you could own this 89 old Sierra V6 for $10,995 or only $197.95 a month, or this 89 Beretta V6 at $99.95 or only $179.95 a month. And look at the great selection of used vehicles like this 87 Honda Accord LXI, only $99.99. Remember, 60 days until first payment and a free South Dakota license with purchase during the Spring Fling and Budget Car Sales, open weeknights till 9.
Welcome back. Steve, we expected tough matchups between the backcourts, Knott and Halseth going against Zimmerman and Jacobsen, also Stevens and Larson, but we didn't expect Mitchell's other people to pick up the slack.
The key for the Kernels in this game, the reason they're leading is they have 6 guys scoring compared to 3 for Brandon Valley. 3 have canceled each other out, but the other 3 for Mitchell are what are giving them the lead.
Here's Larson, but before he can put it up,
no basket.
He's fouled by John Hofer.
Both teams in the penalty now.
Still an eternity left, 5:08. As Knott checks back in and Thompson sits down, we look at it again.
The foul called on Hofer. Again, without Stevens in there, they're going to go right to the big guy. Hofer reaching in, called for the foul.
And here comes Stevens. 5:08 to play, and he's got 1 foul to give before he sits down again for good. Hofer checks out. The freshman did his job.
And with the lead, with him out there, they actually built the lead, did Mitchell. Jason Larson perfect from the line tonight. He still is. He has 13 points.
Full court pressure by the Lynx. They trail it by 11 with 5 minutes to play in regulation. The winner meets Lincoln tomorrow night for the AA championship. The Patriots got here by beating Aberdeen Central by 22. Stevens inside on Larson.
Oh, what a tip by Theeler.
Keep in mind, that's a sophomore. And he comes through with a clutch basket to put Mitchell back up by 13.
6'1", Tyson Theeler went way up to tip that. And this guy's got to start hitting some threes. Or maybe Halseth.
Thompson, the Knott, looking inside at Larson. Knott for 3.
Way out, too far out.
Rebounded by Thompson. Larson, keep in mind, Stevens has 4, but he doesn't go up. Rebounded by the Kernels. John Stevens did a nice job of sticking his hands in his pockets that time.
For a guy that's only played basketball a year, he knows what he's doing out there on defense.
Well, he's a smart kid. He's a 4-0 student.
I bet he learns in a hurry.
Zimmerman.
He's asking for the ball down on the low post. Of course, the Mitchells are not going to try to force anything inside with the big lead. They can afford to play perimeter.
Eidsness.
Jacobsen also posting up. Mitchell will throw up nothing but a very high percentage shot.
3:40 to play in regulation. And the Kernels in control right now.
Lynx are going to have to start fouling. There it is.
Ryan Knott fouls Bob Zimmerman.
That is his 4th personal. And because he's such a good three-point shooter, they can ill afford to lose Ryan Knott.
And it was a good foul. Just a 68%er is Zimmerman on the year.
Right guy fouled, but the wrong guy fouling.
The guys to foul out there for the Kernels. Stevens just a 62%er. Jacobsen also 62. Zimmerman 68. You don't want to foul Eidsness.
Or
Theeler's just about as good, 79.
Well, you see there, Zimmerman using the Eidsness style, leaning it in, leaning it home.
One of 2, rebounded by Larson. 14-point lead. Brandon Valley's only got 3:30 to cut into it.
Brock's got to start launching the threes.
Thompson.
They have not opened for a three.
Sonny to Larson. And he misses the 2-footer. And he gets a foul. Couldn't decide whether to just put it in or bank it in.
In-betweener.
He settled for the happy medium, and he got neither.
In-betweener, here it is. Banked it right off the back of the iron. Did Jason Larson. 3rd personal on him, and at the other end will shoot free throws. And I think it's Jacobsen going to the line. 62% free throw shooter. Timeout.
Timeout, Brandon Valley. 3:16 to play in regulation. Mitchell leads at 55-41. You're watching the AA tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Prostrello Ford Lincoln Mercury is your new full-line, full-service dealer in Madison. Prostrellos are out to win you over by offering a big wholesale liquidation sale of over 100 new Ford cars and trucks. Own this world-class Ford Escort for only $8,500. That saves you over $2,600 with discounts and rebates. You can own this '89 Ford Thunderbird for $12,500, and that saves you over $5,000 with Prostrello discounts and rebates. Prostrellos have been serving the good folks of South Dakota for over 30 years, and now they offer the full Ford line of cars and trucks. Buy now at wholesale prices and get 6/8 financing from Prostrello Ford Lincoln Mercury. They really make it worth the trip.
Lights, camera, sports action. We want to see your sports feats of the week. The best of your home videos. They can be sports funny or falling. Excellent or just entertaining. Amazing sports or awful sports. Just so there are things in sports. Send or drop off your feats of the week to KSFY TV, 300 North Dakota Avenue, Suite 100, Sioux Falls 57102.
Sunday on KSFY.
The Mitchell Kernels, 3 minutes and 16 seconds away from a championship berth opposite the Lincoln Patriots. But the Brandon Valley Lynx are going to do all they can on the final 3:16 to try to get in themselves. And Jacobsen misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
Well, that's the first part of the traveling. I was just about to say the first part of the formula for the Lynx. Get Mitchell to miss the free throws, come down and hit the three-pointers, but then they quickly turn it over.
It looked like Sonyu that time got tangled up with Larson underneath. Sonyu went down. And when you got the ball and you go down with that dribbling, and it's traveling.
Ninth turnover on Brandon Valley.
Trevere back in there. Gosher back in there.
These are three-point shooters, although not sitting
Knott's
down.
coming out, though.
Huh. Unless these are designated foulers. Knott has 4, remember. That's probably what it is. Halseth has 4. He's the guy they can't afford to lose.
Jacobsen loses it in the lane, but he was fouled by Thompson.
That's his first personal. That's what it is. If you'll go out there and foul somebody, as quickly back in comes Knott and Sonyu. Here we see it, and it's pretty simple right now. Thompson's got to reach in, stop Eidsness. Foul for Jacobsen with the elbow. I think we've seen that in the NHL, Jeff.
Jacobsen did a nice job of clearing a path for himself that time.
Marty's 0 for 2 now. Missed the last 2.
But who else? Tyson Theeler, the sophomore. What a clutch player in just as a 10th grade.
Tyson has 15 points in this game, and he's a 79% free throw shooter. He's hit 6 for 6 in this game.
And he's coming off a 17-point performance last night.
You're looking at a big game performer.
How good will he be in 2 years?
A star in the making. Gary's got to be pretty happy. Gary Munson having Stevens and Theeler coming back next year. That's a little inside-outside combination, huh?
3 minutes away from a championship matchup between Lincoln and Mitchell, as the Kernels lead it by 16.
Here he is, not 3. Oh,
bodies on the floor. Bounced around. The Kernels come away with it, but stolen back by Brandon Valley.
Or was it?
Mitchell will maintain possession as the ball went out of bounds off one of the Lynx players. Mark Miley trying everything.
Well, he's bringing in all his foulers again. He can't have Halseth out there or not because of all the personals. They each have 4.
He's thrown everything out there except the kitchen sink, but so far it hasn't worked.
With the Mitchell Kernels being as well coached as they are, you can see that. Here's Theeler.
You don't want to foul him.
And look what he does. Brings it right back out. Exactly the fundamentally sound thing to do.
Eidsness is the one guy on the floor you especially don't want to foul because he's an 82%er.
Mark Miley, offense for defense. Back come in the shooters, Sonyu and Knott and Halseth.
If this were football right now, we'd be talking about situational substitution. Say that 5 times fast.
And here's your designated free throw shooter for Mitchell. And that's why.
Mitchell had been having trouble converting the front end of 1-and-1s. That is until Jay Eidsness stepped up there.
He's 8 of 9 in the game, an 82% free throw shooter. And Mitchell is actually building their lead in the last couple minutes.
17-point lead now for the Kernels, who are starting to celebrate. Halseth for three. It's too long, or actually short, but he was fouled on the three-point shot by Zimmerman.
Boy, Gary Munson can't believe that. Last thing in the world you want to do at this stage is foul.
Especially a guy shooting a three-pointer. You don't want to give him a chance for a four-point play.
Fourth personal on Zimmerman, and he's going to get a talking to. And I can't read lips, but I can imagine that "don't foul" is being said over there.
And perhaps, what are you doing? Halseth hits the first.
And the dreams of the double are slowly fading away for the Lynx.
The Hamlin Chargers couldn't do it last week. The double crown, the football, basketball in the same season, same school year. Brandon Valley trying to do it in Double-A, but they're 2:17 away from being denied.
Oh, Halseth, he doesn't want the foul. Remember, he has 4, and now Thompson called for the personal.
Thompson made the personal.
I'll tell you, Steve, there were 7,600 folks in here a little while ago, but they must know something we don't, because they've all headed for the exits in a big way.
Including a lot of the Brandon Valley faithful.
Zimmerman at the line for the bonus.
Zimmerman. Again, an 18-point lead for the Kernels.
Zimmerman now has 4 points. He is an 18.
And Mitchell is on his way to a championship game with Lincoln. The Kernels got 4th last year. They lost in the 3rd place game to the Lincoln Patriots. They will go at each other again tomorrow night, but this time it'll be for the Double-A championship.
3rd and 4th seed, 5th seeds. 3rd and 5th seeds?
Yep. Traveling that time by Zimmerman. And Brandon Valley will get it back, but they trail it by 16 with 1:51 to play.
Ryan Knott did hit his last three-pointer. I'm sure he'll put up another one. And Gary Munson's still coaching. He won't stop till he hears the horn.
Brandon Valley in their first tournament appearance, their first ever Double-A tournament appearance, but their first state appearance since 1974. And they'll play for 3rd place tomorrow night against Aberdeen Central.
Jacobsen put up the shot, and then Zimmerman rather whistled for the foul. He's done. 5th personal. Jacobsen had the breakaway, so he stops and tries to get the goal, can't get it, and behind, there's the foul. And that is it for Bob Zimmerman. He leaves the game with 7 points.
Going to the line.
As Jason Berg checks in. There he is, 42.
Travis Thompson.
Travis Thompson at the free throw
For the
line.
101.
First points of the game for the 6'3" junior.
Just a reminder, we'll be back on the air with you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone. Championship night for the Double-A tournament.
And Jeff, really no question who belongs in the final, judging from these two performances, as both Lincoln and Mitchell, impressive victories tonight.
And we have word in from Aberdeen that Northwestern is on their way to a possible back-to-back championship. They have advanced to tomorrow night's final, beating Emory 72-61. So the showdown tomorrow night at the Barnett Center will be Lyman and Northwestern. And again, Northwestern will be going for back-to-back Class B crowns.
Another free throw for Jay Eidsness. He now has 22 points. Make it 23 for you youngsters. Good guy to copy for free throws, Jay Eidsness. 2 bounces, a breath, and a swish.
17-point lead now for Mitchell, and they're just going to play out the last minute 20 and head into tomorrow night's championship game as Halseth tosses up a miss for 3. Stevens gets it ahead. Jacobsen, ball knocked out of bounds. Theeler with it, and what a whale of a ball game the sophomore has played.
It's been 3 people doing the bulk of the scoring for Mitchell, Theeler, Eidsness, and Jacobsen, but 3 other players contributed, and that was the key.
And that'll be it for Halseth.
Stevens, and Hofer all contributed points.
Brock Halseth will sit down tonight. He will be denied in his senior year a chance to win 2 championships.
The All-State football player.
But Brandon Valley still with a chance to take home the 3rd place hardware, and a lot of teams would love to have a 3rd place trophy.
Well, Jeff, talk about a matchup in that 3rd place game. Aberdeen Central and Brandon Valley, the 1 and 2 seeds.
Who a lot of people thought would be going at it tomorrow night, but in the late game.
Exactly. So we really have an outstanding matchup for the broadcast tomorrow night. Those 2 going at it, and then Mitchell and Lincoln, rather, for the championship. So it should be a great doubleheader. Jason Berg connects on the free throw. And he gets on the scoreboard.
Again, set up tomorrow night's matchup a little better for you. Those 2 clubs, Lincoln and Mitchell, met back on the 30th of January. The Kernels came away with a 7-point win that night, but it wasn't as important as tomorrow night's game will be for the Class AA championship.
Well, remember that Brandon Valley played Mitchell early in the season.
And beat him by 6.
Without Larson in there. Tonight they have the big guy, but it's Mitchell, as I mentioned, playing hot right now. They're really on top of their game, and they came out and played superior basketball tonight.
And so far in the tournament, no one has put together back-to-back games like the Mitchell Kernels. Lincoln struggled in the first round, barely escaped with an overtime win over Brookings. Played well tonight, especially on the defensive end, shutting down Aberdeen Central. But Mitchell has come out of the gates, and they haven't looked back.
Jeff, you could almost see it when we saw them practicing on Wednesday. They were the one team with the most intensity, the execution. They were primed for this tournament.
And a lot of people clad in yellow sticking around to cheer on the Kernels. As we're down to 59 seconds left in our final semifinal game.
The Mitchell Kernels hit the free throws down the stretch when they needed to. They had the lead built already as Brandon Valley's
Grant Peterson hits the first, misses the second. Mitchell right now, it's icing on the cake for the Kernels because they're headed for the championship game. Jacobsen, nice pass. Berg got fouled on his way up. And again, we'll shoot free throws.
And we'll clear the bench.
Foul is on number 31, Jason Theeler.
All the starters out of there for the Kernels except for Marty Jacobsen, and he's going to shoot free throws.
Jason Theeler.
Correction, Berg, so all the starters are out of there for Mitchell. And Berg gets the first.
Boy, I'd hate to go against Mitchell in a free throw shooting contest. Everybody can hit.
$19-point lead for the Kernels. The final 45 in regulation. Final 45 of our semifinals. Larson for 3, doesn't get it to bank in. Mitchell can go up by 21. Keep in mind, Lincoln beat Aberdeen Central by 22. That our earlier semifinal tonight. The Kernels will just sit on it.
And I doubt Brandon will foul now. There's really no point.
Give credit to Brandon Valley. Mark Miley had an excellent ball club coming into the tournament. They were the top seed coming in. A lot of people didn't expect them to be the top seed, but they will not be going to the championship. The Mitchell Kernels will be taking on Lincoln tomorrow night for the Class AA crown. Lincoln 6, Mitchell 66, Brandon Valley 47. You're watching the State AA Boys Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Across South Dakota, people have come to expect the best from the people of Norwest Bank. From Sturgis to Del Rapids, Norwest people work to keep our family farms and ranches growing. Norwest people help students learn new skills in Brookings, support and serve the elderly in Gregory, foster a growing fishing industry in Mobridge. Come to expect the best, always, from the people at your community Norwest Bank.
The American farmer takes on a lot of tough jobs every day. He does everything he can to produce a good crop. And he does everything in his power to preserve our delicate environment, such as terracing his fields to control runoff and erosion, so that families like his can continue farming for generations to come. Brought to you on behalf of the American farmer by the makers of Dual Herbicide.
It'll be Mitchell taking on Lincoln tomorrow night for the AA championship. The Kernels beat Brandon Valley tonight, 66-47. Steve is standing by with Jay Eidsness and Gary Munson.
Well, we're here with a couple members of the winning Mitchell Kernels, and they are in the championship. Jay Eidsness, it was a close ball game with Brandon Valley, and then you guys slowly built the lead and kept the lead. What was the difference?
I think the patience that we had on offense and hard defense. We played great defense. We stressed that in practice all the time. Our defense really came through for us and some clutch shots.
Both games you guys have executed almost flawlessly. Was there some kind of preparation you did before the tournament that got you to this level?
I don't know if we executed flawlessly, but you know, we've been playing pretty good at this stage of our, you know, and we want to keep that up. So.
And your guys are very balanced offense. You think that's one of the keys to your success?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we got, you know, everybody come off the bench, 5 guys to start. They can all score, they can all play defense, and that's a real key for us.
All right, we'll look for you tomorrow night. Jay, let's turn to your coach, Gary Munson. Gary, analyze the performance tonight for us.
Well, I think, you know, it was a great first half, and we got some breaks, you know, and of course we kept Stevens out of foul trouble in the second half, which helped. But we really felt our bench played well tonight. A freshman kid and a sophomore kid and even a senior that come in the first half that helped us because Sean got in foul trouble right away. And great free throw shooting even in the first half because we didn't score many goals. We only made, I think we only took 20 shots, but we had to shoot over 80% from the free throw line, I'm sure, tonight.
You definitely did. Tomorrow night, you have the Lincoln Patriots. You got to see a little bit of what they did. What do you think of the matchup?
Well, we played them earlier about, halfway through the season or three-quarters way through the season in the Corn Palace, and I think the score ended up 47-40. It was a defensive battle and a physical battle, and I'm sure that's the way it'll be tomorrow night. Lyle has done a great job with those kids this year. They've won about 10 or 11 straight in a row now, and he's always wanted to be in a championship game, and he's done a great job with that program at Sioux Falls Lincoln, and I hope it's just a great game because it'll be exciting for our kids, and I know it'll be exciting for Sioux Falls Lincoln also.
The Kernels have been a little bit up and down all season, but they really seem like they're peaking right now. Do you feel very confident going into the championship game?
Well, I think the last 5 or 6 games of the regular season, and of course in the district, you got to give Huron credit. They beat us on our own floor. We didn't lose all year on the Corn Palace floor, but we rebounded from that, and thank God for 3-class system because if we wouldn't have the 3-class system, we wouldn't be in the state tournament. So we have been playing well since that ball game, and you know, just happy to be where we're at, and it'll be exciting tomorrow night.
All right, get some rest, Gary. We'll look for you tomorrow night. So that's the story for the Mitchell Kernels. They are in the championship. We'll meet the Lincoln High Patriots. Jeff?
Thank you very much, Steve. Congratulations to Mitchell. Congratulations to Lincoln. They'll square off for the championship. Other games tomorrow for 7th. Brookings will go against Rapid City Central. It will be Rapid City Stevens taking on O'Gorman for the consolation championship. Then our coverage tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central Time. It'll be Aberdeen Central and Brandon Valley for 3rd. Lincoln and Mitchell for the championship. The Mitchell Kernels win tonight's 2nd semifinal, 66-47. And thank you for joining us from Sioux Falls Arena. For Steve Sotak, Jeff Harkness saying good night, and we'll join you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central.
This is the stuff memories are made of. The South Dakota Class AA Boys Basketball Tournament. Brought to you by your hometown Norwest Bank, where you come to expect the best.